What's up, everybody? Sean the D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week, getting ready for the weekend. We got another trailer for the upcoming Fantastic Four dropping on July 25th, the blockbuster summer, with alongside Jurassic World Rebirth and Superman. We're gonna do a little trailer reaction here and kind of just discuss it because there are things about it that a lot of people have pointed out that aren't very, good. There are some aspects in there that are pretty cool, but overall, it's something. But we'll talk about it. We'll jump into it. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. This is also going on during Star Wars Celebration. Last night I did like a small little 2-hour-ish stream of hour and a half, 2-hour stream of the first day of Star Wars Celebration. I don't know if I will do one for Sunday. I don't know, we'll see, but I will have a video out kind of going over everything that we saw from Star Wars Celebration next week. It's going to be jam-packed. I still got to do a review of the Daredevil series. We got Andor coming out next week. We got The Last of Us Season 2 going on. So you'll be getting a lot of videos, particularly here on the podcast channel, throughout the next several weeks. And then also over on the gaming channel, we are about to start Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and we're also playing Ghost of Tsushima. Part 2 drops tomorrow on the channel. It's a live stream, so definitely go over there. You can find it in the description below. Come hang out. 6 p.m. Is when the stream will go live. But other than that, let us sit back, relax, and watch the second trailer for Fantastic Four. Let's jump into it.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
So, this is probably a perfect time to pause it too. So, remember, one of the things to remember is this is set in the 60s. Now, I didn't know this because I don't read the comic books all that often, or really hardly ever. But obviously, the Fantastic Four, I believe, first premiered, or at least issues first came out during the 60s. So, it does make sense on this being set in a alternate futuristic 60s. Ben Grimm, the only thing I've seen people talk about, I was listening to Critical Drinker stream yesterday, and one of the things that was pointed out was the thing looks good for the most part. They gave him the rock eyebrow, but his head is a little small, and we'll see that again later on in the trailer, but his head does look a little bit small, but we'll see.
This car?
Our city.
It's kind of get used to seeing him with teeth. I think the Jessica Alba, Chris Evans Fantastic Four thing, I think he had teeth. So, but then again, he was like, I think in like maybe some kind of actual makeup and things like that. So,
Our planet owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four. Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
I do like the suits look, probably straight out of a comic book. Nothing really to dislike about them or anything like that. So you can see here, it feels like, now it may be because he's in the background with Johnny. You got Reed and Sue in the foreground, but his head just does look a little bit small. There are controversies, I guess if you want to call them controversies, in regarding Sue and Johnny, but we'll see. Well, I'll wait till the movie comes out before I fully cast a judgment.
Herbie, how's that sauce looking? Okay. That is fantastic.
You're late.
See what you did there.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? You're late for dinner.
Yes, we are.
You late?
I just said that.
Are you pregnant?
What? You're gonna be the best mom in the world. And you are gonna be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. We are gonna be the best uncles.
Again, like the one of the things I don't like about it is like the cast, probably with the exception of The Thing, because he's the Rock, but the cast is just too old. Like Vanessa Kirby is like late 30s, I think. Obviously Pedro Pascal is what, late 50s. And so Marvel tends to have a habit of like locking people in for multiple projects, whether it's like TV shows, cameos, extra movies, stuff like that. They should have gone younger with the Fantastic Four. And I'm so curious to know who was supposed to be, like, who are the other options in regards to the casting of these characters. I would love to know what that casting list was.
Ever.
We can do this. Nothing's going to change.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your plan.
I don't know if I really like Sue being the one to like kind of like step up and say that. I feel like that should be more of a Reed thing, since he's the leader of the Fantastic Four. But then also we get our first look at the female Silver Surfer, which has had its own set of controversy because everyone is so used to Norrin Radd being a Silver Surfer. Now, yes, there is a female Silver Surfer. That's nobody's debating that. I think the issue is people are just wondering why you went with this instead of Norrin Radd, who is a much more established character in the Marvel comic universe and things like that. So, I mean, it's a fair question to ask on why you needed to do this. Now, again, yeah, alternate universe, whatever. That's if you're gonna use it's a different universe as a cop out for it. It's not a very good cop out, but I don't know. And again, another thing about it is like you've seen it probably all over like TikTok, not TikTok, but probably like Twitter and stuff like that, comparing this image with the one we got from the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, where honestly, now again, they could touch some of this up before the movie comes out. I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see, because so far we're only seeing her at night, whereas Rise of the Silver Surfer, we got to see Norrin Radd in the daylight, and he still looked relatively good. He looked a lot better than what we got with this right here. Now, I'm not sure who the actress is that's portraying Silver Surfer here in this movie. Obviously, again, I will like really hold most of my judgment until the movie comes out, and I've watched the movie before I really give a good idea of whether or not I agree with this or not. But if you're just going to use her for this movie, and then whenever you migrate the Fantastic Four into the main Marvel Cinematic Universe, if the main Silver Surfer there is going to be Norrin Radd, then fine. That's whatever. That's fine. But I'll just wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see.
Planet is now marked for death.
It's my fault. I stretched the bounds of space. And they hurt.
So I am curious on what did Reed do something that drew Galactus's attention? Because we'll see something here in a little bit.
Are we safe?
I don't know. There's not enough time.
So like this shot here, this I believe this is like the Fantastic Four ship, but it looks like they are heading to a planet that's more than likely being consumed by Galactus. At least that's just my potential thought and opinion about it. I don't really know, but that could be something, because we saw them here in their suits, in the spacesuits. So it looks like they are getting ready to head to wherever this is. Maybe Reed found a way to track the Silver Surfer to this particular planet as it's being consumed by Galactus.
I'm not giving up. We will face this together.
I think that's a pretty cool shot. I don't know if I wish Pedro's had a little bit more to it, because you see like how everybody else has a little bit more kind of like white to it, especially like around the neck area.
We will face this together. We will fight it together. As a family.
I've seen people talk about, and again, don't know how true it is, but I've seen people talk about how it feels like Sue is the leader of the Fantastic Four in this movie. But I've seen, who was it? Chris, I think maybe it was Chris Gore that talked about it on Film Threat the other day, where he said he has sources that, you know, probably have already seen the movie, an early screening of the movie, and they said the best way to describe Sue in this movie is how you would basically you would compare her to Ripley in Alien. Like she's a baddie, you know. Now I can see her having this talk about how they're going to face it together as a family in a situation where Reed is probably, he doesn't know what to do, you know, and Sue is just reassuring him. At least that's my thought process about it.
As a family. Has to be us.
So we do get our first look at Reed stretching. So this was something that obviously everybody was talking about, because we've seen like little teasers and stuff like that. We haven't seen him stretching. Now, you can also raise a question on, if we can do it here with Mr. Fantastic, why couldn't we do it with Kamala Khan in Miss Marvel or in the Marvels? I think that's a fair question to really ask at this point, is why couldn't we have done it during that TV series and / movie? But I mean, looks fine. Like, we didn't see that much of was it Ian Guilford, or really Miles Teller's Mr. Fantastic in either of those movies. We didn't see him stretch all that much. They used it sparingly, if I remember right. So I'm curious to see on how much we see him actually like stretch in this movie.
We will protect you.
I do like that. So I do like the little shot of Galactus, because obviously I think Galactus has the ability to like change his size, because you see him like just towering, his massive shadow over New York. And then we just saw him walking through a city street. So and we still haven't like fully seen Galactus, and we still haven't heard his voice. So it's gonna be very interesting when we finally get that design. I would not be surprised if they just, I don't think they'll do it, but I would not be surprised and be kind of glad if they hold off doing that until the movie comes out. Like the first time we fully see Galactus and hear the voice of Galactus, honestly should be when the movie comes out. I don't want to hear it beforehand or anything like that. So at least that's just my opinion. The question, I wonder if we are going to get some mention of Doctor Doom in this movie, or at least some kind of thing, because it's more than likely not going to end well. And I kind of hope that's the case, because we don't get many superhero movies where like the ending of the movie, things don't end well. They are going to end up in the main MCU timeline in some way, shape, or form. I'm curious on if Galactus is going to transfer over to the MCU as well. These are interesting questions, that because like we got Doomsday that's coming out next year, and obviously Secret Wars, and then there's the whole potential reboot of the MCU where everybody's going to be pretty much in one timeline, because you have the X-Men, you have the Fantastic Four, you have most of these characters all in one place. So I'm gonna be curious to see on like if Galactus even survives. I don't know if they'll kill off Galactus, or if it's a situation where both them and the Fantastic Four and Galactus somehow manage, well, I guess, and Doctor Doom in that same sentence, somehow end up over into the MCU. So it's gonna be interesting to see on how that plays out in the movie. But Fantastic Four, I'm cautiously excited to see it. So we just have to just wait. We got a few more months. So we got 3 months? About almost three months from next Friday, I think, before we get to that point. But we'll just have to see. But that is pretty much it, guys, from me. Be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Like I said, check out the channel here for more podcast nerd-related topics. You can also find the gaming channel down in the description below for more content as well. But guys, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. And I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all have a good one.